Top of the morning to ya. Swamp Funk DJs, we'll rise again. P.I. Brown, Miami bound. I didn't really want to do nothing here. I think I'm gonna step out because part and parcel of this video will have some audio on it that they might down the line flag and stuff. Flag. You know how they do what rhymes with flag. You know how they do it. Yeah, Ice Brown, Miami bound. 10 toes on the ground. Riding out to this all ground. Fine little bits. Yep, like the kibbles. Them vittles you feed to your dog from the kennel. Alright. Yeah. 10 toes down. I'm down, Ice Brown. So I was talking about 52s. I said that, or didn't I say that? Yeah, I said that. You start doing that little stuff correctly, you start sweating immediately. All down your spine, your butt crack. They call that the perineum, the frenum, all up in here. Yeah. You know, get back in some AC. Might mess around and catch a cold. At my age, probably take like 14, 17 days to kick it. Eating them tater chips and stuff, baked goods and stuff like that. I slowed down on the candy bars a little while ago. I attacked it. My abs and obliques. As soon as I got the ridges, this is my last time. As soon as I got my 6-pack, 8-pack ridges, it seems like every time I get to that point, things go all in disarray. And that's what happened. That's been a little while now. I was doing right at the time, but when it went in disarray, I put too much on my plate in the gym. I was doing too many exercises within one setting. One like 30, 45 minute setting. The burnout was crazy. There'd be times I'd be driving in traffic and I would find myself waking up in bumper to bumper traffic and the car in front of me is just pulling off. I was out. So in those time periods, it took forever for me to snap back from the fatigue. That actually caused fatigue. And it took like forever to snap back. I mean a long, long time. I would come back again. When I finally got my energy levels up and tried again. Too many things in one session. So that happened quite a few times, and to the point where I was behind and I also gained more weight because I was even more inactive, having fatigue than I was in that time inactive when I was just inactive in the gym. Fatigue is like all day long. No matter how much you sleep at night, all day long you fall into sleep. Right? You gotta ride that out. You'll be a fool to try to exercise in those moments when you get some waking moments, taking Red Bull and workout pill. No. Naturally come back, hydrate, eat properly, let it run its course. I don't do steroids. I don't do the stuff they sell in the store that's legal. If it ain't fruit, vegetable, water, herbs, seeds, tree bark, stems, stuff like that, I don't want it. I don't want it. Right? So I'm just now kind of coming back. I done shaved off most of my things I had within a particular workout. I took off a lot of that, scaled it down. So now I got the consistency. But since I've been out of sorts for so long, I can't just have a good 5-day week, something like that, with no break. Here and there I might have 4 or 5 days, but I pay for that and need about 7 to 8 days rest. It's all right, especially my age, because I got a calendar now, and I do have consistency. Me personally, I got to work around injuries that can't act, not old age, but actual injury. I work around that. So, like I say, nobody paying me right now to write, like really do 52s. I share primarily what I got from Sensei Mo online. I don't know Sensei Mo personally. I haven't had the privilege to link up with like Burley, even though we have spoken online before. But no training. Onik Born, no training. Mr. 52 Block, Ramel, no training. Right, and like I said in the previous post, I knew people way back in the day, like Horace. Me and Rico Maxwell met Horace, short red skin Horace. He is a 52 practitioner, Rialto Alto style, but he didn't teach us. He didn't train us. So it's some people over here being very, very inconsiderate right now. So in a minute. But so Sensei Mo is like the one. Oh, and Light Burley, of course, Light Burley. But Sensei Mo, I never saw Light Burley like put up a list of the different techniques. Sensei Mo is the only one who had like 18 or better, and that's like the condensed list. He has a more extensive list because, like I said, Sensei Mo's Ryu has been approved. They can actually compete in tournaments using that, because they used to say that was too dirty, blah blah blah, which in actuality for tournaments it is. But he cleaned out the ones that would be accepted, so his practitioners would only do what's on the acceptance list of the tournament when it comes to karate and judo and all that, and that which they allowed to come in from his Ryu of 52 block system, Sensei Mo. I want to say which borough he hails from. I don't even remember whether or not he's in New York, but I think Sensei Mo is. Like Onik Born is one of the students. I forgot a lot of the other names. So what I do is, because people who would be interested in learning from me will actually engage online and watch. So you can go back to an authority, because you're going to have them trolls and yaka yaka yaka. So you can go back to an authority and speak to them. Sensei Mo has very, very thorough application videos. Where he'll take something like the head tap, and he'll have a guy coming and he'll throw some at a decent rate of speed. 1-2s, 1-2-3s, or whatever. And Sensei Mo will show you, using what he's showing us, that a lot of people say, oh, that won't work, and oh, that's too complicated, oh, it takes too long to learn, or whatever they say, the naysayers. Watch Sensei Mo. It's one on my mind right now. but it's kind of foggy. It just jumped in my mind like a few seconds ago. It's kind of foggy. But he took a basic 52 block. I think he did about 3 of them. Catch each one of the shots. And like the 4th attempt, he went in some type of receiving uke. He trapped and he put down a jiu-jitsu lock. Smooth, quick, in real time. And the guy's going just slow enough so you can see what happened, but fast enough so you can see how Sensei Mo can, and it's showing you how you can actually do this. Do this in real time. So I'm in a place now, if I was to start all that, security would come and tell me, hey, you can't do that. This is one of the main places I referred to on the previous post about how when I hadn't been at the bars and the gyms and stuff like that at home, working out, I have way more energy when I'm not working out, like weeks and weeks. I'm like very hyperactive, but I make myself tone down, but I still get it in. If I'm at the grocery store, pushing a cart, I probably done put my foot up on the handlebars and touch my toes, touch my toe on the ground, running behind the car, push the cart in front of me, be throwing them things, catch up with my cart, jump on it and ride it like a kid. I'm 52 years old, but that's my energy level. I'm in line. If I just been watching Coach Anthony, Tommy and Kello, the latest and the greatest jive, some of the things you done put together, some footwork with some Teiwaza on the Chuanji, that's boxing. I use a lot of Japanese and Korean and Chinese and Vietnamese here and there, sporadically. So I would say Chuanji. And I'm doing it even more now because I'm talking more to people who listening for that type of thing. I don't get this every day. And also, all of my books, all of my paperwork, my Clock of Destiny books, Islam Moors. I was just listening to Tariq Bey last night with Dr. Nalia G. A few days ago, it was Talib Mosi Bey Abdullah. I tried to say his channel. I had to go look at that again. The guy I imitate a lot, I mark a lot, is Broly, B-R-O-L-Y G-A-I-N-Z. 007, I think. And I think the G is capitalized in gains, and the B in Broly is capitalized. The rest lowercase. 007, I think. I'm gonna check again. I should put it down in the comments. He shows a lot of calisthenic exercises you can do with your own body weight, even without the poles, the dip bars and the pull-up bar. He shows you that. Just on the ground, on your back, in your bed, right? So, now, places like this, I could do isometrics. I could sit by the waterfall and other public places where they let you sit for longer periods of time without telling you, hey, you got to move on from this spot. And I could do isometrics. One of the first isometrics I learned was from FTW, G, George Watson. Push these two together really, really hard. That's isometric. You can turn your hand this way, all type of different ways. You can put your two pieces of anatomy together and push in both opposite directions. I'm pushing down here, up here, across here, knee, squeeze. Like you're trying to get the juice out of orange, trying to get the blood out of rock. That's isometric. I could put my hands here and push this way and push my knees in. That's isometric. In line, or wherever you are, where they don't allow horse playing like I was describing. I'm doing calf raises, fast or slow. Duty. That's Broly Gang. 007. Finally remember his name. Duty. easy, right? You can do them fast. In Miami back in the day, you know, all the athletic type, or sometimes somebody just be dancing. A lot of them, they was really athletic type. They do this. Right? You crunch for time. Think about the calf muscles and the abs. You can work them every day. The refractory period, after that trauma you put them through, is very quick. That's why you can jog on a daily, take about 1 or 2 days rest. Right? But those calves. But in Miami, no other place I ever been, we used to do this here. Right? Any calisthenic, leg-wise, not any. You know, you might want to say, get on your toes. You can't see me, but on the ball of your toes, with the heels not touching the ground. That's a calf work. I may do like this. If you ever been reprimanded like I have, you might want to slow down the dip. If we see you doing that dip, we might come over there and talk about that. Hey, I told you. I was on camera one day. All I was doing was getting logistics. You know, I get a line. If I can find one, or I gotta remember where that line at. Remember where the foot placement is. I know the trajectory because I know the shot. I know the stand. Southpaw, right, or orthodox. See, it's a jab. So I get over here. Remember that stand that person is in, and I practice my footwork of what I'm gonna do about the jab. And somebody that works the camera bay called the foot soldier security and sent him to me and told him I was shadowboxing. Shadowboxing way more animated than that. As I explained to him, then I told him what I was doing. But it wasn't a whole lot of hand throwing and, you know, the footwork, I just, you like that, you know. That's that head fade off that jab coming in. Somewhere up in here. I do my throat. You know, you might fake it and go low. But I'm getting off that line. If you're trying to get me while I'm here, I discussed that at what? More power. It helps when I move around because I can call out the spot I was at, if I can remember the spot I was at. And more power, definitely I was talking about that. Getting off line. Getting off first, you might need to get off line, but you definitely can get off first whether you get off line or not. These are some things I used to do when I was raised, but when I got this Professor Jerry Denson, like 8th Dan, and the Sanuki's Real Jiu-Jitsu, / that DC Goju, / that a whole lot of other stuff, class. He had different names in his class. He had Fight Science. He had Bushi Hands. B-U-S-H-I. Hands. But when he started talking about those basic concepts of the average confrontation, whether it's tournament or survival, somebody is attacking one or more people, might have a dog with them like DMX. So getting off first. You always got to go into the mitigation part about it. Be mindful. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. But you want to be mindful. Do you have to be judged by 12? We know you don't need to be carried by 6. Do you have to be judged by 12? Try to make it, refine it, be a tactician. That's why we go to, it's another reason, one of many reasons we go to class. I might have a situation shoot, my nieces and nephews and my cousins' children, some of them bigger than me now. So if I'm ever around and they're going at it, these big giants now, so you know, you might have children around and other non-combatants, whoever they are. And things are bad in our communities. Not even just the black or poor or whatever community anymore. It's like everywhere you look on the news, it's just people are going to the extreme. So in those type of settings, if you want to be the hero or the peacemaker or the problem solver, when we get into our Waza and whatnot, multiple attackers, this is not necessarily a multiple attacker. When you're trying to break up a fight, it could turn into that, because both sides will turn on you. But it's kind of got that flavor because, like our elementary school principal told us, never break up a fight by putting your hands on one. You do like the referee in boxing, you break them both up. So that's like one of his buddies trying to hold him so the other one can hit him. So when you're desperate and you just need to get the gun off of you, or a knife, or whatever they have, that all they have to do is touch you or aim and, you know, work the mechanism and the projectile emits the ammo. The more people I get around me, the more likely I want them to have to go from what they're doing. I gotta be cool and casual with it. I can't be looking like I'm doing what I'm doing, but security might come. They aim at me like this. I gotta try to get it straight up in the air, maybe straight down. Right? Another variation that take that weapon. I have to give it to themselves. Something like this. See what I'm saying? My hand right here, that got it in it. And I manipulated this, right? This. Time. That joint there. Those joints. Jiu-jitsu. You say you gotta earn the right to do jiu-jitsu? In a situation like that, he got it pointed at me. I ain't got much time. You know? Sometimes, no matter what you learn from those of us who are showing you these ways to move in such a way where you don't get hit, sometimes you just gotta move and really knowing you're probably gonna get hit one or two. If I come in at that barrel like this, I might, but if I continue my motion, that might be all I gotta take. Right? Hurry up and get off line so that if it goes through both hands, it goes through there somewhere, not here. Arm, leg, arm, head. Allah Akbar. What they used to yell around me when I was like this. Coming up, when I was like this. Allahu Akbar. It'd be a big old rumble somewhere, or a quick little skirmish. Somebody might be TKO'd. You might hear some pop, 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 whatever. When I was around, it usually got put down. That's the call of the Ummah, Mu'mineen, Mujahideen. We are anywhere where there are others who are sworn to protect by taking the Shahada. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. When we say that, we say we believe that the one soul from which all man and get their souls from pledge allegiance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and obeisance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We in this suit, arm, leg, arm, head, get a soul. That soul is a part of the one soul. Nafs. Nafs. Transliterate N-A-F-S. Nas, or Nas, man, and the product of man, mankind. Right? But man, they say have nafs. If you get enough of man in you, DNA, that mankind is now back man. So-called mixed, mulatto, whatever. Right? That one soul pledge allegiance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the Deen of Al-Islam, brought to us by Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In Hadith and Quran, between these two we are taught Allah Ta'ala created everything. Being no thing, Allah, He Himself, being no thing, created all things. One thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created is the nafs. From the nafs, each of nas get that when they come here at some point. Either when the sperm meet the egg or further down the gestation period in the womb. That becomes another soul from the one soul. So now those who take Shahada and declare that there's no Rab, no Ilah, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, creator of all things, and that Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who was born around 570 something CE or AD, how do you want to abbreviate that? Anno Domino, Christian era, 570 something, who received the call, the prophecy, in the mountain of light from Jibril, the Malak Jibril, the angel. Jabal al-Nur, the mountain, and he was doing his meditation. Jabal al-Nur. And he told him, Iqra. In Quran, I think we hold it a little longer, and I think he said it exactly the way we said it in Quran. Iqra. I think we hold it a little longer. I haven't seen that in writing in a while. Bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Now, from the Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have a deen, a way, a lifestyle that is more in harmony with our true nature, the deen al-fitr, whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created all beings with a deen al-fitr. We have an intellect, the way we have our intellect. We have different components of the mind. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, Master Fard Muhammad, talked about the conscious mind, subconscious, superconscious, magnetic, infinity, blase squad, the psyche. And with that, we have an ability to pick and choose within the framework of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will, in that permissive will. We can choose to err. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. The rope of Allah, even if it's just something here, a feeling here, 3 levels of the soul, self-accusing soul, there's going to be something there. A lot of times when we make a mistake, when we regret it ourselves, we say, oh man, I knew it. That's that deen al-fitr. Leaning more toward the right as in correct, not so much the left and right side, but correct versus incorrect. So when things get hectic and a brother or sister, the fruit, MGT, or whatever, Balalian, American Muslim on a mission, gets in a jam, they think they might need some help. Allahu Akbar. and many other Muslims around the globe, not just the ones here in the North Gate, Midgard, so-called North, this wilderness we call North America, lost found tribe Shabbat. So now, I just showed you some stuff on the low. You know, when I touch this phone, that's them aiming at right there. So that's the right hand. It'll be good to get outside of that while it's still aimed that way. Right? It'll be good to hurry up and slam it down, maybe at a downward angle. These are the uke, receiving, directing, recontrolling, redirecting, controlling, absorbing. Coach Britt, Krav Maga, he did a really nice one for Hangtan. And I don't quite remember, and I don't want to put out bull jive. Good one, Coach Britt. He's up there too. I subscribe to him too. My main sensei, Professor Jerry Denson, he put him 10 toes down. Wrapped, swaddled in white cloth. They had a Mukman burial at the big Mukman funeral home. We had a janazah and all that. I didn't go because, rest in peace, Shehan Jimmy Green was about to double back from way out west Bubble Pup to come just to get me. I said, no, go. And he was gonna get me. I said, please don't come get me. Please don't. Go. It's stressful enough for y'all as here. I said, if I feel like I feel right now, I don't even want to imagine how you feel. We lost him too. Shehan Jimmy Green would be the first one to go up when he needed Uke Torre. Torre Uke. Uke is the one that receives the action, the one that plays the bad guy all the time. So you the Joker, you the Riddler, you Kingpin, Penguin, people like that. And somebody else would be Batman or Robin or whatever, one of the super friends or whatever. And because we're not to be the aggressor. But we'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Sometimes you have to take a preemptive strike. Especially when they have the apparent ability to do just what they are, maybe verbal assault. With assault and battery, I can come at you talking yin-yang, talking trash, talking smack, selling out. The minute I kind of make a move, I use Charles Cook as an example. Charles Cook still trying to give that time back. The more in the community we get involved, the less hush-hush it is. And those courtroom players, those human traffickers, those kidnappers, feel the more the pressure to reverse that charge. They pressured him by dragging that case out, keeping him away from the very family he was trying to protect that night when he picked the charge up. That one homicide detective was not supposed to take him to jail that night. He had all the credentials to show. He used to play for the Arena Bowl football, professional. He's licensed, insured, bodyguard, and security, armed. The young guy put him under pressure, threatened his life with the apparent ability to do so. That's an assault / battery. The car's right there. He got 2 guys in the car. I don't know if it was tents on the windows or what. It was Cook cognitive of the fact it was only 2 other people, but it was 2 able-bodied adult males. Not even juvie. To the best of my knowledge. Jamil Washington being one of the survivors, the only one who insisted that Cook was wrong and that he claimed that certain things didn't happen according to Cook's testimony, but even the homicide detective had to admit, yeah, he was doing donuts in the intersection, leaving tire marks, and they saw fresh donut tire marks So the lies, why lie if you're telling the truth? That points to the fact, if you would lie about the little things, why would he not lie? About the drugs being involved, the drug money, the man going for his gun first after threatening. So there are times, man, where you gotta throw everything out the window and get down. I should have to tell you that. Sometimes we get so caught up in all this jive. We had a brother, Sensei Devin, I think, perhaps, shared to us the reason why he would never pick up a demo weapon off the ground and hand it back to the Torah, being an uke or whatever. When it's time for the one who's supposed to have it, to get it, they got to get it themselves. Because they know of a person who was on duty, badge and gun, in the line of duty, did a technique, the weapon dropped to the ground, he picked it up and gave it out of habit. Picked it up and gave it to the seller. Out of habit. So, I do need to say that. So like I say, I'm not gonna spend too much time even talking about that. I just gave you some game right there. Them isometrics, working out. Even in public, even at work. That boss don't know what this is. This is a tight fist, like I'm trying to crush a pecan, a walnut. And I'm grabbing that. And I'm pushing against the palm. I'm doing 3 things at one time. Squeezing the walnut, pushing the palm, and squeezing the fist. Just like this. We can work out anywhere. Isometrics tend to burn you out faster than even weight resistance and calisthenics from my personal experience. Everybody's body's not exactly the same. But I find myself tired before you know it, I want a nap. And I ain't do with so many isometrics. It's not about repetition, it's about timing. How much time am I going to push in these 2 directions? Pull in those opposite directions. So that actually came to mind because I will get an approach from at least one security guard if I start doing all this stuff we talking about. 52 block, you know, I'm all that there. Sanukis, UC Goju, all this different stuff. Chinna, Chinna. I will get an approach. Master Hassan and Master Kareem told me even in the gyms and stuff like that, try to do more thinking about it than actually doing it. They swear by the thought process. They truly believe from their studies and research that many people who go by the thought process and less action in the body actually tend to even win more tournaments and confrontations. I don't know about that. Because I know every time I go to taking off, when I go, I stumble and get clumsy. No repetition. I was taught by other teachers, Kihan Renshu, repetition is the mother of perfection. I'ma lean on that. So I get somewhere, so I can do that. My 52 person is sparing. I believe in energy conservation. I believe in timing. Just the other day, Morpag, I was talking about that. Even the active God ain't shh to me. Even if I break it down, needs to go style. Stay with the linear game, coming down this line and break my knees down and cover my grunt. None of that, to me, trumps a move here and there. While we exchange it, while we engage in this hand-to-hand combat, this close quarter hand-to-hand combat. I like to move. Now, I also pointed out, stick and move. Silam Fu Da Fong Fu says this sparingly because it causes tension. It's gonna slow you down. This is using energy. It was clenched. So when I land, I don't break a finger, knuckle, right? Sprain. In the middle of the fight, oh, ain't nobody gonna nurse that. Can't rehearse it. It's not choreographed. I'm not talking about no Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, Rush Hour number 15. This is life and death, right? Silam Fuka, boom. Let's talk about that. Dragon seeking the pearl. Single knuckle strike. Twin knuckle strike. Panther or leopard strike. It lands here if you want to. You can do anything you want to do with it. You can catch it like a boxer. You do about 3 things with this before you finally, I can check my gaddy or something. I can do a few things with this. I can use my haito and shuto, even though I'm in leopard strike. Back fist, we tend to want to land here until we're like those who condition the whole hand. Right? Sensei, if that's the correct title. Jabba talked about the rice pit. Ha! Ha! Even open hand. Through the rice. A barrel or something like that of rice. To condition the hand. So that less likely to jam. All that. Right? Irate. Striking with the surface of the palm. Inverted fist. Iyaki. Zup. Iyaki. I gotta go look that up. I lost my note. Hammer fist. Hammer. We did Eureka Uchi. That's the back fist. Hirate Uchi. That's the palm. Leopard strike. I don't remember the Japanese term for that. Haito is this ridge hand. Shuto, like a tanto or knife, is that. Dragon seeking the pearls is more. It could double as a strike. I meant to say, I'm sorry. Dragon whipping his tail. Sensei Nancy Jesse P. Richardson called this chicken bill. Striking with this part. He calls this pigeon peck. You might see this in the poison hands. Striking with this part. Right? These are Ike and Mike. Sensei Nasty Jesse P. Richards like to call this Ike and Mike. It looks like this. No separation between the fingers. Kita. That's kind of decent. Kita. Try to keep this as close to the palm so you can't be able to do that. I'm kind of flicky. It's kita. We land places like the windpipe and other places. Kiyoshojoso, Sapausuto, in the softest, most vulnerable spots where I told you, study the anatomy chart. We are targeting certain places. You still might run into one of these though. One of these, something like that. But we try. You might get spanked away, right? Some kind of way. But we try. Shubo. You can strike with that. Not just B-Hawk called it the gladiator. It's something like the rising block, but not quite it. Right? Strikes. These ones I showed, you don't have that tension build up. Lactic acid builds up. Now, of course, when you're training, you want to hit like this, but the boxers tell you, when you in your boxing stand, back here, notice my hand is actually open. It's not a tight fit. I don't really need it until maybe when I block, catch, I close for that, open it right away. Now if I take off 2, 3, 4 pieces there for that time period, some of them are really good, where they can stay open no matter how many combinations they throw until they get here on full extension and connection. Come out of that, back open. No matter how many they throw. Even if you jam his fist with your fist, he sees the some of them that good. Never underestimate your opponent. So we want to always be on our A game. Don't try to size them up. Be on your A game. I was talking to Asher Dash Moran. That might be a right hand trailing, I forget. But I think it's the rear side. It's like here. And he's in there, like getting down. You know, it might pop up when you, but like, it's a lot of here. I said, I hope you got an answer for that. Because I used to just hit him. A lot of times, coach is holding the mitts. Might have a little thing here. Might have an umpire hat on. Some of y'all niggas wild as fuck. But they're slapping. But they're God. Now, if you can check it, after a while, they'll say, well, that's a part of his style. But it's not a style if you keep getting caught by the mitt holder and your sparring partner. They're going to keep on, they're going to stay on you about that. You have not shown us an answer, right? If you like the shoulder rope, Philly shell. If you getting your ass whipped, one of them salute, especially here. You'd be surprised how well fighters can count shots that we can't even see. Sugar Ray be hosting a boxing match, commentator, one of the commentators. He'll call back the exact combination. You can't replay that fast. That man just finished that last shot. And Sugar Ray say, hey, yo, that was a nice He watching it with us, same time. He ain't watching nothing that he watched it. He's seeing it the same before the man can even get good back. He telling you what that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 piece was correctly. And if they ever rewind it, sometimes they will rewind it during the publication you watch when they get to you. Or if you're watching it live, sometimes they show while the fighter's playing, sometimes they'll show a little something. And you will see, man, Sugar Ray was right. That's exactly what that was. But it's like, they say the hand quicker than the eye. Boy, I don't know about some of these people. But like I'm saying, that pointer, tension in a fist way back here. Now, also, even when you are bop, like I was talking, bop on full extension, come back to relaxation. Sensei Jerry taught me, don't relax more than this. Don't too much do that. Right here, or one of the ones we taught you. Not none of this open finger. Get in chin-not 5, stuff like that. Higher levels of jiu-jitsu. Some of the teachers probably teaching the lower level. You do not want them to catch this and exploit putting something in the middle of this, or putting their hand, some kind of finger lock, Three Stooges. You will regret that. Trust me. Trust me. Now, you have certain types of martial arts that hurt worse than death. You don't feel anything in death. Gunshot, I've been shot before. Now, some places it probably will bring a lot more pain, but it's nothing like Subo and Pia. Ass whooping is torture. What it is. It's torture. It's actually torture. If you don't die, it's torture. We do our jiu-jitsu after we earn the right, or he give it to us. Like I was talking about the ones of the other persuasion. Child. Sometimes they might want to seduce you. Males a lot of times try to seduce a woman, touching her in her erogenous zone. That's extremely dangerous because it also kills seducer. Passion mark, all that lovey-dovey, but that's the target. When I want to put a Moorish together in there, bop, they call it the erogenous zone. Right? It's an aphrodisiac of a massage if you do it with the right amount of pressure. But when you get into subo, pia, the touch, that can actually kill a person. That's why I tell you, when you start being a practitioner, if you just thinking about it, if you listening to this post or anybody else saying this, stop invading people's personal space. Stop putting your hands on people for whatever reason. Especially when you start being, stop that. Stop it. Until you're helping some old lady across the street, somebody faint, you catch it before they hit the cranium on the ground, stuff like that, different. Act or service, that's one of the green or purple belt. One of them is labor, one of them is service. Yeah, in service, as a laborer, I'm on the port of Miami. If they ever put me over there where the cabs pull up at, right? We get the luggage out, sometimes the older person might need some help out the car. Sometimes the husband may insist I help his wife, and he must insist. Or his mother, or somebody. Or something. And here I go, right? Touching the most appropriate places to steady the body and what it's trying to do. Other than that, man, I don't even want to hit my own children. Asher Moran's mother tried to get me to reprimand him. I had been out of his life for about 2 years straight. Bald head ass Judge Peter Adrian locked me up for 23 months. Revoked my bond for a non-written and an unvalid reason. No reason, on the record for the record. No written or valid reason. Forcing me to begin to file an interlocutory appeal, habeas corpus and whatnot, to get back to my duties. One of them being Asher Moran. And his mother could use my assistance. So he had a little brother named Chrissy by that time. Chrissy's about 2.5, I think it was, maybe 3. And she wanted me to reprimand both of them. They both getting beside themselves. They both, I said, well, I observed the situation for a long time. One time down the line, I've been there for a while, Asher Moran bring his fast behind himself home. I hear what they're saying. But she was trying to talk. We had just talked about that because he had accused people of doing that before. They had accused him of doing something he had not done. I tell him, look, this is what all of my felony charges are about, the wrongful conviction. But I've had other situations that the same technique, tactics apply. Your own behavior, self-check. If you want authorities to believe you, you say the person is not telling the truth, and in fact, I was actually a certain way in my demeanor. First thing you need to check is your voice level. Bring them down some octaves. Calm down, just like you claim you were when you claim you was like that. And they told a big fib. It'll be like that now. Why is it so difficult now when whoever that is, they ain't, you know good and doggone well, especially as children, or in the courtroom setting. Whether you were locked up or the other person might be, you might be free. And that person got the charge. You weren't one of the witnesses. There's nothing to be hysterical about. That person ain't gonna get up and touch you. They ain't gonna do, they crazy. And if they do something in front of mom and daddy, first of all, you can defend yourself, because they'll see. But don't you be the one to go over there in his face, because they there now. Tone it down. Keep it A1, like when y'all were friends. Be the adult. No matter how small you are, that's all that's being taught to children is adultness, adulting. We expect all you can get. That was expect from us, all that we can muster. Because most things they told us to do, we were cognitive of the facts enough to the point we could do that. They wouldn't put a burden on us greater than we could bear. This is crucial when you have these are your friends now, because first of all, your demeanor. They've been children before. They know what you're going through right now. Let the other person that's lying do the most talking. They're probably gonna get worse and worse in their lie. It's hard to tell a good lie on the spot consistently without much thought. He ain't got they don't have much time to put thought into it. Go Google engine search engine, information superhighway, all that stuff now. Go ask somebody, no. Go coordinate a lie with somebody. They don't have time for that. Let that person you be quiet. Fast forward. He raised his hand at his mother, I think. Not just his voice. I think he raised his hand at his mother. He was so frustrated. Everybody picking on him. That's his story. And I saw a little sign. Yeah, a lot of, they like to poke at him a lot. He was kind of about, I forget how old he was. He was born in 01. It's 2010, 11. He's like 9, something like that. So, you know, I've been 9 years old before, and I know a lot of other people that was 9 when I was 9. There ain't no big deal. So, what I did, I took him to the balcony. There's some condos out there by Sample Road, Coral Springs. I took him to the balcony. And I started working him out. Like a boxing coach would. Instead of me putting my hands on him. But after he did a few calisthenics and whatnot, I put him on the mitts. Calling him out, telling him what a 1 is. Now give me a 1. If you don't know by now, because I did take him out at one point, him and Chrissy. But I can't remember exactly when that was, before or after. More like it was after, because I think it's the first time I worked out with him like this. Give me a 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He gets slow, I slap him. That's the only time I did corporal punishment. It was in a recreational, uplifting, constructive criticism type, and it wasn't anything he'd be, oh! He'd snap out of it. But I wish he would do that. I'd do it again. That hurt. You alive. You still on your 2 feet. Now that hurt. Oh! Don't lie to me. Don't play with me in my face. Don't lie in my face. It didn't go there. But he would drop that guard. To this day, he still got that guard down there. I hope he got an answer. A lot of boxers got it's a lot of things out there that somebody could give to you. You can invent your own stuff. Just don't stand there and get hit with them trajectories. Aiming at some very, very sensitive parts. Your body. Right? You don't tuck your chin. Some very sensitive parts that they aiming for cause crucial conflict. Like the rap group. One shot here, soon I can't see. Probably immediately. Maybe never again see. Now my peripheral vision has gone from about something about right up in there I can see. Clowning around at this angle. Right? 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, a little past 3 over there. A little before 9 over there. All back there is darkness. dark-winged duck. The minute I let them take this, my periphery stops about right there. That's 12-1, 2-ish. You know, 230 and 3 and all that up in there, ain't none of that. I let her get another one blind. God needs to be an active God. And I know this is a damn good post. And I know I said I wasn't gonna do shit, I'm doing it anyway. Because this is what you see the professionals get their ass whipped without. Show and prove that you can ignore the corner. Show and prove no matter what you've been trained all the years, even from your old daddy from way back in the day. When you was wearing underoos or whatever they wearing around that time. You getting out there with the answer. Go back to the old school, one of these gods I was talking about. Something. Do something. But don't stand there and just take them shots like that. Like I say, you really getting ready for real time. No gloves was most dangerous.
A lot of times.
Because that opponent's hand now is a more dangerous weapon. Them cushiony gloves don't do nothing to this. Can't do so much, but so much here when it come down to squeeze and poke. Jug in. Deep. These will. What's up? That's a good lesson. I talked about keep on. Keep on. Hey, boom. That's from head to toe. You see him Shaolin, the little bitty baby, about 3-4 years old. He on his head, standing on his head already. Naked head. Hanging from his neck already. Boom. Great skill. They can be laying on the ground and seemingly float up, but they've been working on all this stuff so that they can do these things, and when the timing is right, it's all very effective, good for them, bad for you and me. My mama told me no. I was young like that too. And everybody else, no. You can say yeah. Ain't nobody say no yeah to me. Just Sensei Jerry Denson. I got the Mitsubishi, so it gotta be 2003, 2004-ish. Yeah, I'm like 30. 31. So I can go home and practice a kata. In my case, by the time he gave me a kata, he started me out with ibuki, kabuki. That's the breathing kata. One of the first moves is you ready yourself like this. This is also not just going in the chamber for whatever you want to do as far as uke uchi, but it also can help break a wrist hold if their thumb is in my inner guard. That way this movement goes against the opposable thumb. They gave me that. Right? Of course, we had the Taiki Jodan. Eventually, Taiki Jodan, Taiki Shudan, Taiki Gadan, Taiki Uke. I think Taiki Uke, fourth one, you blend them all. And you blend them all. And strike tip. Eventually I got, I think, Sensei Mike, Shotokan, Haitian Mike, Timotus is the first one that took me up past them 4 cars. I was up in Ain Nidan and all kind of stuff we was doing. And Sensei Mike used to work out in Little Haiti with a mobile home, the white trash mobile home used to be at. Trailer home, park. They turned that into a big old park, soccer field, bleachers, all that kind of stuff. Main building, AC and all that. restroom and all that kind of stuff there. Mike Shoto Khan wasn't until like definitely after 2008-ish. Probably in 2009, I think it was. Yeah. Before I moved away. And eventually I go to over there by the 730 bill, 731 bill. Right? Spending all my time at locking it down, trying to save it. And it, little do I know, it's about to be shut down in 2010. Never to return again. Locking it down record. So I'm sweating just talking. And I said I was gonna chill, but it's cool, because it's just like somebody walked up. I saw Alpha's son not too long ago. We Facebook, we online friends now. Charlie Brown brother, I keep forgetting his name, Trav or something like that. Mr. Miami. Yeah. Mr. Miami. I know the dude face who he was with, I forget his name. The glasses. He's one of the only ones from way back, from locking it down days and all that, shot lawn, days, whatever. He was repping Brownsville. You niggas sub bound and drop bowls on you, we repping Brownsville back in the day. Mr. Miami spent a lot of time in ATL. We talking wish I could say it's IG now, because he's still doing music and whatnot. He got a lot of artists under him. I'm trying to say the name of it. It's not Click 6. That was Problem 13 in my thing. They had K9 Posse over there, Black Eye Now Records, Purple Castle. And I think it was Click 6. G6, I think it's G6. The main guy, they like he going through some type of litigation. I don't know if he got a bond out or he got arrested or what. It was something in that flavor. Real bright skinned dude. Remind me of Pretty Dumb in the first scene. Pretty Dumb. The G6, I can't remember the guy's name. I think it's G6, right? It's a large collection out of that JLP, PNP, the Jamaicans, the Jamaicans and whatnot, out there trying to get on, spitting them rhymes. They doing rap, dance hall, drill and whatever. Trav, he on my IG, Instagram. Shout out to Trav. One time for all them bowls, sub bound, and bowls out of sub, right? I bumped into him out here. We had a long catching up talk. That's how I know about G6. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't like to put no misinformation out here. I like somebody to go in the search engine, look it up and come back immediately, right? Build or destroy. That's the A. And I don't hate. Right? I don't keep gate. I teach, reach to each. The rap intended for society wants to evade. Do not walk the path that they lay, because it's self-destruction. And you're all in the same game. That's right. You're all in the same. They say Dad said stop doing this. So I gotta do it like a little sister. Do it quick like a little sister. They say Dad said stop doing it. All BS set aside. I thought he was coming home. I guess Chief Raw was manifesting that. But really he had to go before board like type thing. Definitely one judge was present. And the judge didn't okay it. So Dad didn't come home. King Larry Hoover. L. Rukin / Daz. Gangster disciple. Black gangster supreme disciple like kind of thing. Because he wanted to get it. With Jeff Fort Angel Bay at first. Malik Chief Malik. When we got with King David Barksdale. That's I don't know if he spoke about that. He probably said it so many times he didn't even say it because he feel like, well, that's on the record for the record. But that showed, because a lot of this so-called black on black crime, brown on brown, black on brown, all of that would not be if they stayed in line with The ones who put Stanley Tookie Williams down. People like that, Jungle, Biddy, and all them, when they formed the Bloods, it was one person came from Chicago amongst them and started to rally up the neighborhood, woo, 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 and you got this, that, and the third when it comes to the Blood. Pyru, I don't want to say specifically. I got to look at that again. Ma James, a good one to look for online. Vlad TV, Don Dirt online, who will speak. A lot of old heads ain't saying nothing. Nothing. For the Juice, the movie Juice, Menace to Society, South Central, they ain't saying nothing for them cameras. Don Dirk to say something right and exact, inshallah. Ma James to say something right and exact. I forgot the other guy's name. He Pyru too. I call him saying something right and exact. Him and Ma James like to say, this ain't no life story. This ain't no tell-all. This ain't no tell-all. But I will say that. I tend to not bungle things up. And since Facebook won't let me do live no more, without taking it down after 60 days, it lessens the chance of me making a mistake like that. I tend to think on my feet when it comes to that. And filter, I got a good filter system. My mouth does have a filter. It's top notch. Commercial grade, trademark registration, commercial grade filter on my mouth. Right? That's what that song, They Ain't Never Got Gaffle Like That. The underlying current strong in that. Without me saying that. But by me being a rapper, want to rap about street life like the ones who did want to do that, to that gritty level I was on, a lot of us say that. Informer, boom boom, yeah. Informer, we'll say that. But in real life, and on the song too, but in real life, what's really happening? So, it was so strong in the song, and they already know me in real life. The only one who could G-check me is the G's that helped raise me, was raised with me. Ain't too many was raised with me like that. Because most of them my age and younger, somebody else was like right there. They were getting their game like right from me. They might have saw me, but they wasn't running with me too tough. I was running with Gary Evans, Randolph White. That's about the closest my age you're gonna get. They had me about 1 year. Terrence Harris, maybe just 1 year. Ailey, I think Ailey might be the same. I think Ailey was a little older than me, even if it's about some months. I think Aaron Ivey was older than me, even if it's some months. Maybe 1 year, I forget. It's hard to keep track of him because he was like, at that period, he wasn't consistent with school. He was truancy. You know, absent school from absent, skipping school and stuff. Grades low. He probably had already been kept back at least once. I can't keep track. But God bless the dead. Rest in peace. Aaron Ivey, Ailey, Gresham Road boys. So I ran with most people was older than me, and I'm thinking. Then they paired, Rico Maxwell paired me with him by asking me politely, calmly, to run with me. He had already told me he'd stay east with me. I met him through Down by Law, so he officially, technically, you know, he know more Down by Law than I do. I'm trying to figure out why he get permission for me to go there. Everybody, they know you. But he asked, but I guess he was saying run with me, so that's to be with me, like, for that, like, okay. By then, I had been tried. I spoke about that one of the only times I've really been tried in my life. Like, you asked me. Alan Gartrell, when he snatched my chain and slapped me up the side of the head at the same time of my face. Yeah, that was something. He could have died that day, that night, that week, that month. But it wasn't nothing like when Mike Jabot put that vice grip on my right hand coming from the south side. of Eastwick. Right by, not too many steps from the fence that lead to a little thicket, not really thick at that portion, to Admiral Benbow Innish area, Econo Lodges like up in there. Right, Admiral Benbow Inn where Club Michael was at. Econo Lodge, a hotel that sat further west. Up next to that was Lone John Silver's facing Candler Road. Dog, a brick wall here. The end of the extension of that particular building with X amount of apartments, upstairs and downstairs townhouse. It's dog, it's late night to early morning. I lose track because me and DJ Chaz, we had different time for him to come pick me up. We ride back to West Georgia College. Ain't nobody ever tried me. And like I say, that was the try. Oh, in high school, I'm out of high school now. They jumped me in high school. When I say that Homo erectus principal put me in detention. Although I got jumped with no provocation. I got put into detention. I got reprimanded for getting jumped. The bottom line, cause I'm fly. Chip. We got a salt and pepper thing doing. Me and Kid Nice got rips in our clothes. Salt and pepper used to have the skin. They flesh on, pretty skin. We had a different color pants on under the jeans that'll match shoes and hat and whatnot. Whatever the motif up there, we have some under that color, but then it got the jean on top of that. With the holes in it. Stonewash jean, blue jean like that, the holes in it. So that's where it came from. He made a comment. And I just asked him because the dude didn't relay the shit right. And I was like, what did he say? I'm not really tripping. He ran to the back. Would come out. That was it. In school, he come from the south side. Like he about to say something, smack V-S-H-I-C. Centaurs. Bro, sausage shirt. Cheese and towels. Now, I talked about it in another publication. I'm not gonna go in, it's too detailed. I got jumped, I prevailed. By doing what I did to one person. I'm gonna keep it that much real though. I'm gonna remind you, it's what I did to one person. And the way I did it, they were like, kind of didn't want to get them messed up so they couldn't. So I didn't do them all. I'll show y'all some of that later. But your all take a fall, because I was cooling on the throne, the bronze microphone. God bless the child to hold his own. I get raw. Yeah, I'll show you some of that later. But now, Mike Jabot. I'm in the button up, I'm in some slacks, I'm like some ballet-like shoes and whatnot. Right? I don't know if I got the Barcelona hat on or not, but I was kicking that a lot. The big gallon hat with the din in the top. Look around like them gangsters wear with a suit. I got something more sporty, more casual. Dressy casual on. I don't know if I got that hat. I got a ring on one of my fingers, it's a big crown. Take off your crown, player. You've been robbed. And I told you Puffy was antagonizing, gaslighting too. Gang stalking and jugging over the years. You know, when Biggie's Fry and Small Fry came out, what I used to sell in Wendy's, 91, 92, 93. Biggie Fry and Small Fry came out with Junior F.O.I., Junior Mafia. And I was doing a little rock chemist shit in my rhyme, but with the Southern Georgia accent, Lil' Kim came out and they had a song that said, player. That's the first thing came out of Mike Jabot's mouth when I met her. It's a lot like Frida the Cheetah Gibbs. She met her assailant who ended up being a serial killer. Come to find out, through a mutual friend playing dominoes or something like that, and I think the mutual friend's house. No hanky-panky, no flirtatiousness or none of that. He there. She can't dictate whether he come and go. That's her friend's house. She tolerated her own presence in this situation. Her friend suggested he take a ride with him home one night, something. Frida the Cheetah. a competition prize fighter, champion, Frida Gibbs. I think it's Gibbs. Nicknamed the Cheetah, the cat. She put something on his butt. Her uncles and stuff trained her. That night, empty hand, karate. Female, raw female. Now, my daddy and mother and everybody else, here I am 19. Still no dojo. No do quang. Nothing. Nothing. No boxing tips. Training, nothing. Straight raw street fight. But he got a vice grip. Now, I can't say, because I don't remember which hand he used, but I know he was facing my right side and he reached out with one of these hands. Depending upon where his hand was, that's why I would have had to try once I allowed him to do that. The reason why he could do that is because, first of all, he came, most of that distance he cut, I didn't even know he was there. I don't know exactly where he was at when I saw him. When I saw him, his visage, my visage of him is darkness to light. And soon I see who it is, so I relate. I know that face. Player. But the first thing came out his mouth when he saw me. And he probably did a little chit chat with Kid Nice and D, his baby mama. Eventually she gonna become his baby mama. She ain't his baby mama right now. Matter of fact, she was trying to get me to step to him for her, because she was kind of digging him. And she didn't really want to approach him. But she was telling me her dilemma. Which girl? Which girl? With that Michael Sterling. A boom, 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 boom. She don't know whether she want to deal with some other or that, right? So anyway, I noticed the face. I'm in Eastwick. I ain't scared. But he came saying why he began, he reached the grab. That's how he got it. I stopped him. Because as an instructor now, you don't just shoot past it. First of all, that shows you never, especially under those conditions, it's dark. We the only two I know out there. I don't know of anybody being outside right now within a 75-yard radius. Now, even hunting. He was dead on the top. Late night, I would most actually be probably at the top. Yeah, Eastwick cut. Joined Winston Manor, Eastwick. Right, they coming from Winnie's. They coming from the stores across the street. They leaving out of Eastwick. But a lot of times they'll take a shortcut. They only come out to the street part when you drive in, they're only in and out when they get to the top. A lot of them that'll take that trip anyway on foot. Most of the girly girls and soft boys and guy mama boys and stuff, they in the car, cab or something. So, although you may know a technique to break any type of trap or hold or whatever, lock, the first thing you go to is separating yourself from that person. You might not even have to strike. My best bet then could have been like, hey, and start backing away really fast. Don't get hit by the cars, because the street right there, but I see there's no cars coming. It's dark, you would see headlights, although at dark time, you need to check for cars riding without their lights. Now, I don't get into details too much, and I only told a few people about what happened in that incident. And I'm gonna say this, since we are on that subject. Many techniques are primarily for children and women. When that child and that woman learns this, you don't blabbermouth about many of these techniques, because it's for the weak. You hear it, internalize it. You can go back and ask. You can ask fellow students who you know heard it, but kind of tone that down. These techniques for the weak and those who find themselves in compromised situations. When you watch Batman, sometimes Batman, he be knocking them out by the dozen. Every now and then somebody peep up behind him. Pop! He out. Right? So, everybody should be beginning to build a repertoire, right? A treasure chest of things that we do when we're very, very much at a disadvantage. I spoke earlier about multiple attacks. That's a huge disadvantage. I'm not going to get into that right now, especially right here. But defend yourself from the universe. Try to prevent these situations where you would end up in a situation like that. Without at least having a knife in your hand, you got your little hoodie with your gun. Hopefully you got a license for the gun. Hoodies had a little pocket. You got your hand in the pocket with the hoodie. You know, sweater on. You know, but your hand is on your little 380, whatever you got, but you want to be watching. A weapon is one thing, but you know, people, they got dust, they can blow in the air, liquid, the blow gun, right, hit you somewhere, incapacitate you long enough to conduct human trafficking. This is a big deal around the globe. No one is safe from. War outside, no one is safe from. You can run, but you can't hide forever. The streets that we done took, son, they shook. That song came out like the next year. I told you that rap be coming behind a lot of stuff in the street, right on his head. Mobb D. Right? Prodigy, Havoc, trying to get their names right. I was in Dade County Jail when I first saw that video. Because on the streets, I wasn't watching no video. Rewind back. Player, he calling me. I'm on the line, bumping and sliding Wendy's, fixing sandwiches on the grill, wrapping up sandwiches, putting them in the bag with the fries and all that, handing them to the customer. I did more training than that, than in the gym on the rhythm bag and all that, in the heavy bag and all that. I flip you over, fry your ass like a patty mouth on the grill. Getting that chili meat every now and then. Gotta make a sandwich about that fast. That's a triple cheese right there. It's in my pocket. I'm going to the bathroom. Get in that bathroom, hope it ain't too stank. Eat that thing quick. Ball that thing up, wrap it up some tissue or something, throw it in the garbage. Boom, wash my hand, clean my face. I just ate a triple cheese. I ain't paid for it. They got me effed up. Minimum wage back then was creeping up. 1991. But the labor, the downsizing, the yoke they putting on the food, on the sucker, out this world. You got me messed up. I'm finna eat something for free. That's when he came in there one evening. Down the line, when we closed, one of the managers, store manager, Mike Irving, and my partner who got me the job there, Mike tripping, Irving tripping. He said, man, Mike wanna, you, he said it, verbal. Mike wanna, you. I let that little joke go on by. We went on with the regular conversation of the rest of the night. Now, as I look back in retrospect, he may have been saying something to D, who was talking to me about how she liked him. We went to her house one night, me and D, just kicking it. No hanky-panky. I ain't gonna lie, I did try. She wasn't with it, right? So, in retrospect, he was saying something to them. My partner should have told you. You better off drinking some turpentine before you go to that man about some stuff like that. Go to the Grand Canyon, just jump at the highest peak. No bungee cord, no nothing. He ain't tell him that. He probably, that's his bad. I almost got at least one M1 off of that. The same guy I saved from getting the M1 at least one time. Begging him not to leave me and go to jail and stay on these streets and fight this war on these streets. Son, they shook. You know, such thing as half-baked crooks, scared to death, scared to look. I had him shook after he tried me that night. He got me from a gold ring. Player, player, take off your crown. You've been robbed. They thought it was a joke. That's why his behind is going through what he's going through right now. He lucky. It's like a slap on the wrist compared to what he can get on that Epstein list and all that jive, putting out all that music while he's steady biting. I could slow walk you through that whole career from the beginning of that label. That label started after me and Slip Though. Not to mention with Soul Messiah, DJ Icy Ice, Miami Mac, Mac 10, or Broken English, Shamik Phase 2, not to mention way back then. Right? I can slow walk you through everything. I can remember that came to my conscious mind how, oh, I did that, then oh, now you doing that. How many years I practiced Jimmy Jr., my brother, gave me Barrington Levy. I told you the adults wouldn't let us hold their finance. I'm cash poor. Most of my money got to go to Red Hat Cess, you know, Kilimanjaro, some Superfly stuff. If I'm in Miami, Deputy Dog or something, and probably some malt liquor. Because most of the real stuff I get from an older person when somebody crack a bottle. I was jet. About 13, 12, about 12, I think 12 when I started alcohol and marijuana. So, and I got a drove, I got a build up in my head. I'm a fashion designer. To this day, I ain't said a lot of stuff. I show it to you when you see it. When I'm out there, I hit the scene, bop, take off my coat at the door, walk in that stag without a date, hit the nice brown Miami bow. To the end, my lips are sealed with something like chapstick. So, I noticed how he played with that song there. In 93, about 93, had to be in 93. I don't think that was 94. Could have been. I don't think so. I think that was 93. Mobb Deep, Son, they shook. So all the Eastwick is special. Summer Alpine, Kings Glen. Now it's Kings Glen at this time. Used to be Alpine. Falcons, Atlanta Falcons used to stay there a lot. Atlanta Braves and Atlanta Hawks. Stay right there in Alpine. That's when they first started getting better contracts out of NFL and NBA and all that. More money. Back in the early 80s and whatnot. Probably the 70s. But they went how to pay. The 80s when they started getting paid. Neon Dion caught like some of that first wave. He was like up in the early, you know, so many years they started cutting them big checks like that. So Dick Butkus and all, what his name is. I started to say some more of them old names, but they were playing Peanut, Cracker Jack, making little smack, cotton candy, free soda, hot dog with the works on it, right? Probably a fan to give him some free you know what. At the Y. Right? So when we learn these techniques, you still want to not let people, no matter who they are, especially that situation. I'm just so used to this close to killing a motherfucker, whipping ass in that vicinity, right? It's like, well, I'm not fearless, but I'm fearsome. I got a job to do. In the Bible, it's a passage that says, don't say something like it's a roaring lion going around seeking whom he may devour. Get your butt up, get out there, and be a man or adult, and be responsible, be productive. That's what I'm doing. Little Sir knows, little brother. He left some cousins back there. FTW. He got family. I'm checking on them. Not only I can help them out, I need them too. You got Craig stay at the bottom. I'm going toward the bottom. I don't know it yet. Matter of fact, back then I don't know if he did, so I ain't gonna say his name. He might hadn't stayed back there. Alan on the song Atlanta Back to You. What's Alan's name?
I forgot Alan's name. The singer on Slim's on Vice Grip song. He stayed in the back. So I'm going to that area. Bimbo, Ulysses, they in the back. So whoever I can come across, because I'm on something, a plan. I'm formulating a plan. I'm trying to do something. Because to me, Slim's are moving too slow. So I know it's a lot on me to do it at my pace. I just have to go back and get him if I can pass him. So it's one of them nights. I'm pushing the black beam when I'm driving. I'm a chauffeur for the owner of the beam. Right? And he's trying to rest up. Because he work and go to school. And he got other duties. See his mother, he got his girl / dad's wife. He had talent. He was managing whatever, like a CEO or a talent agent, whatever title he was holding at the time. And like I said, it was on the previous post, man. This was dead middle of this Atlanta versus Decatur versus Miami war. It was like a silent war, cold war, and a hot war at the same time. Anybody could get it, but Miami was getting a lot of flack all over the United States. We just so happen to be the next state north, which is Georgia. And they know, yeah, I could be, yeah, yes sir. Oh man, hey, don't tell her what I got. Don't tell her how much I got. I never laid it, set it out for anybody to see. Emptied out all my pockets. Tell them, you gotta find out the hard way. So it was less about this and more about pocket watching. Trying to eventually hide it behind something that was like this. As if it's something like this. But really, it's pocket watching. I finessed my way out of that. Like I said, I had some like Valley-like shoes, slacks, button-up shirt. And I swear I'm right about that because I remember on the way out, we on the second floor. I remember messing with a button-up shirt. Still not knowing I'm gonna cut out. Because I never gave a sign that I was disturbed about his presence at all. Once I recognized that face on the curb outside on the sidewalk, it was that grip. It did it. That vice grip, it did. I say he fucked up. Bad. I know right then he's a dead man. In time. And then I gotta kill her too quick. Come back to Rudy's. Play with Olo, go. K Solo, your mom's in my business. Not even my mom. Your mom's in my business. Spellbound. I ain't gotta write no motion. Write the no clemency board or spellbound. Blank sheets of paper. I ain't gotta touch it. Cause don't nobody know nothing. There'll be no witnesses to this homo. Or on this homo side. Right, homicide. Homicide. You got robbery, homicide too. There'll be no witnesses on this homo side. No reenactment on the late night news to people dramatized. All you got. See all that I keep telling you all the previous posts they took down my live phone DJs. As time went on, the rappers came back harder than before. The level of G. So not only that particular one is maturing themselves and they themselves are become, but yeah, I wonder if it has something to do with the grapevine. Into the street. Then you got the watchers. Everywhere that you go, So you best to lay low. Watch. Because they saw the me prior to that time, he grabbed my wrist, and the me after. And a lot of them are gambling men. I started saying if there was a gambling man, a lot of them are. That's all we did. CeeLo, crap, spades. Now, and then they interacting every day. Slick Larry, God bless the dead. Slick Cole, Black Cole, God bless the dead. And Lou, God bless the dead. We all might go to jail. Because they've heard from people like Kid Nice, G2, Mike Murphy, people like that. Dal Reese, you know. West Side, Uncle Sam. The West Side, Kid Nice, Uncle Sam. Word get around. We don't play. Gotta be tough. Body up, body up. Yes, sir. Body yaddy 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 ya. Ba da ba ba ba. A body. At least one. And if they were gambling men, which I know they are, they place their money on me, but it's not about that. It's about where will they be with contraband on their person, in their mode of conveyance, or in a residence around that area, or a friend's house in that area, in the helicopters in the sky, dogs on the ground, sirens glaring, and for days and weeks and months and years in the future, it'll be like 5-3, Northwest 2nd, Buena Vista Park, after they killed James O. Dead. That whole big tribe of that confederation was gone. You see lizards, grasshoppers, crickets, mosquitoes, no Negroes, dried up. Understand it be like zero. Don't get none on your face and go over there. From about 96 on, don't get none on your face and go over there. Nigga might spill your thoughts. Go somewhere you gonna get some money. 9 sitting up under the bridge for hours. Kill a whole shift. Day shift, night shift, graveyard shift, swing shift if you want to. You're out there for nothing, for your health. Get up on a tree and breathe deep. Some oxygen fresh out of the tree. Get some sunshine, some fresh air in your lungs. Sunshine on your skin. You ain't getting no money. I know better. I'm not only trying to protect myself, I'm trying to protect my environment. I'm trying to revive this back to the $1 million spot it was. You can sell candy, Candy Lady, everybody made money. The tailor, the seamstress, everybody made money. Black on black crime. And the ensuing policing that came with that killed a lot of the business. The Black Wall Street-ness-ish of it. The Rosewood-ish of it. The Oscarville of it. Black on black crime. That Lake Lanier is the blood, the lake of blood, shed by these black and brown and poor white out in the urban areas and even into the suburbs and the rural areas. Senseless crime and killing. MK Ultra. Nanobots walking around like Terminator. If we won't do it, they will. So I had sense. Because I ain't going to stop coming through. I got stuff on my mind. And I can't juggle being in Jamaica Then grew my beard out. Grew my locks out. Hiding up in the ganja field. Rastafari. With a fake ass Jamaican accent. Getting better and better by the minute. Keep one. I ain't hearing that. Yeah, man. So, money. I'm in Atlanta, black man heaven. I had to take that L as far as being vengeful. I finessed my way out of the situation I left in my life. Anger had to be treated like a killer attack dog that I have at home. Well, just because I'm mad, I ain't gonna let it run loose in the hood. Hope it bite the girl that wouldn't give me her number when she walking home from school, something like that. I'm gonna keep her. I'm try to train her. Only in, and that's myself, same way. I gotta let it ride. I'm taking intel too. I find out where you be. I find out where you lay. Find out where he be. Oh no! When the East is in the house, oh my God, when I find out where he be, BB. Where Mammy take too long. She might be the first one to go. I don't give a fuck. I had to watch a man beat my mama too bad. And they told me, let it ride. Now, press me enough, it'll come out of me. Now, I'm gonna go on and close this out. We got a lot of stuff in there too. On the Try G Wushu tip, if you listen. Like I say, fight science is where it's at. I'm signing off. Swamp Funk DJs will rise again.